What is up, guys? It's your boy River9 coming at you with this next week of the UBC battles. This team prep. Next person we're going up against is the Baltimore Orioles. This is another match that, and I'm gonna say this. This is a match I really want to do well in, because, like, looking at my record right now, I'm like, I think I'm 4. I think I'm like 4-4 right now, or I don't know. I don't remember the scoreboard. I'm like even. Like, I'm not. The only way they need to get into playoffs is that I have to do well for my next 3 matches, and the next 2 after this are just the same. They're hard players. Like, the last 2 was, I didn't think it was gonna be that difficult. I thought it was gonna be really difficult, but I guess I prepped really well. This is the same thing. This is a person that is a veteran of the UBC. He was a veteran of last season, and he was pretty high up. So this is a week that I really do not want to fuck up, because this guy has so much fucking flex. Alright, let's look at his team building. So the main mons we got is Mew, Thunderous Eye, Entei, Nidoking, Decidueye, Greninja. Keep in mind that it has to be Torrent, not Protean or Battlebond. We do not allow that in this format. Torrentium, Bronzong, Masquerain, Poliwrath, and Mega Ardino. So his Z-move users are going to be Greninja, Thunderous Eye, and the Mew. So right off the back, looking at this team preview, this man has so much mons that can literally tear through my entire squad easily. Torrentium, I played against multiple of them in RU a bunch of times last gen. And half my team, even Landis has a difficult time doing it, because say if he's bandit and he head smashes, it does pretty much like 50 or over. That thing hits insanely hard. And it probably can live like 1 EQ too, so that's another scary part. Rock is a huge issue. He has Bronzong that stops half the bug typing, so that's also a very difficult problem. Like, he could bring like Carbo Berry, Bronzong to counter Rex, Bandit T-Tarp, because he actually can live a crunch. So if he's not at least low, he could probably do like a heavy ton of damage, which makes it revenge kill for everyone else. Mew is another issue because base 100 in all stat, it can learn pretty much every move in the game, which means it can learn moves to counter Tyranitar with Aura Spear, it can learn Flamethrower to counter my Steel type like Scissored, it can be Nasty Plot, it can learn Psychic MZ, which is also his Z, which literally stops the main thing that makes Scissored really good, is priority. So he can literally stop my priority if you drop that, and as well with Hitmonchan and Mach Punch. So it's like, so he already has a good solid check. Thunderous Incarnate, don't get me started on this thing. This thing can have Prankster, T-Wave, it can run Defiant with Super Power to wall breaks like a Mull if he wants to, the Nasty Plot set, and it also his second Z mover, Entei, Nidoking. I can go on and on. Like, half his team is already solid wall break that goes well for this team. So the mons that I'm expecting most likely to see is definitely the Thunderous, maybe the Mew, definitely Entei and Nidoking, because Nidoking has been going well for them all season. I've seen what his Nidoking can do. He had brought physical Nidoking in the past, which works very well against one of my friends. So shout out to Subscribe, but it sucked that he ended up losing. Decidueye is kind of okay-ish, but I don't see it as a problem. I'm pretty sure Sidra and Landers can cover that very well, even if he brings like a mix. I don't think the Decidueye is really an issue. Greninja, it can, because it can learn like Gunshot, so we have to be on guard, and HP Fire. It can learn other sets. Like, it's just so, it hits so strong. It's not as strong as Protean because it's Taunt, but it's still something that we don't want to undermess. You know what I mean? Torrentium, of course, I just explained why the fuck Torrentium is a broken mon, so that thing is definitely gonna come in. 100% Bronzong, because Steel does work well against, does check my physical hitter, so he can check the Flygon to see if it's the physical variant, which is actually a problem, or he could be the Spadef variant, which actually can cause some very good issues to my Spadef walls, other than Roto Heat. So Masquerain, Poliwrath, and Mega Ardino are most likely the mons I'm not going to see coming. Like, I don't see them do anything. Masquerain, we literally have like multiple ways we check it, including your Mega can body it. Mega Ardino, we have not seen him once use it, and I have not seen him use it at all this season. Maybe he has, because I haven't been catching up on everyone's like battle video because of, you know, school. So I'm trying to catch up onto that. So if anyone looking at this, sorry, I'm gonna watch all your perspectives, so don't hate on me. That's pretty much it. That's what I'm expecting. So here's the plan I have for this week. So right off the bat, we are running Jolly Scarf Lando's T with oh shit, I can't even fucking speak. With U-Turn, Stone Edge, Knockoff, and Earthquake. We're running Jolly this week because the main reason is because we're Ninja. And I doubt he's gonna run. I did talk about it a couple with people, my friends, and of course I asked Squire about this too. Would you think I should run this? He just told me that I should watch out for watch. So shout out for him. He actually kind of did help. I did ask him a couple people to ask questions on it, and I did ask some people on Showdown. Only I'm worried about is Scarf Greninja and how much damage Water Shuri can do, because I'm pretty sure if Water Shuri gets 5, that's fucking dead. I don't care. That's for death, it's not doing anything. But Jolly is there to guarantee outspeed everything that he does have no Scarf Mine. He has no Scarf Mine this land if it's outspeed. Downfall to this is that the damage is low. Because we're running Jolly and not Adamant this week, we're not going to be doing as high damage as we would normally do for the week. Normally now we run Adamant, I wouldn't give a shit about fucking speed, but this week I need to be as fast as possible. I want something other than your Mega, which we'll go to a little bit. Rocking back with our standard bulky choice bandit T-Tar Rex. Rex is going to make an appearance in this match. Rex actually does punish a lot of his mon, even the Entei, so we get to scout the Entei. There's 2 things I gotta learn about the Entei is that if it's shiny, it's guaranteed gonna have E-Speed. All Entei that are shinies all have E-Speed, and they are adamant as well. That's the 2 things. Shiny Enteis have E-Speed, and they're adamant. They cannot run Jolly, which means it does limit his move pool. He could be one of those sets that run both Flare Blitz and Sacred Fire, because as well as E-Speed, it does get Flare Blitz, which is a very strong move. But I don't think he will run that. He may run Bulldozer instead of Flare Blitz. I can see that possibility happen, but we want to be okay and safe. Like again, I already explained why 156 speed is enough to outspeed like any slow bulky wall. So like Bronzor is not going to outspeed. It does, and Pursuit is there to punish a lot of his mon. It's not going to punish Mew if it has Oversteer. It's definitely not going to do nothing to it, but it's definitely going to be an issue for Entei. We don't really want to go on Decidueye because Decidueye is also part grass, so he may want to stay in. So say if he's Bandit or something, he may want to stay in Ashley, Leap Blade, and Ashley O-Code. We don't want to go on Thunderous because Thunderous can run Focus Blast. So I really don't want T-Tar going on these mon, but I really want T-Tar going up against is maybe Masquerade because the special defense boot. The downfall to him is that we boost Tarantula with our stand stream. So what people don't know is, I don't know how many people know right now, is that Gen 6 rock type special defense gets boosted on the stand. So we also have to be aware of that when Sandstream up. Like if he does blue Tarantula in this match, that actually could be a big problem because he actually could live like a couple of special hits before he dies, and it actually could do some work. So we're gonna bring Spectroller and we're gonna run bulky. Now the main reason I'm running bulky is to guarantee that we check Thunderous Eye. Thunderous Eye is another big issue, especially if it has T-Wave. We want to guarantee that we can live a hit from Thunderous and finish it off, but that's pretty much the only thing Rotom can do. Both Switch is nice, like we got Switch significance. He doesn't really have ground resist other than the Neo Cream, which we do gotta be aware of and be careful of. Other than that, nothing really appreciate going against Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat respects is scary. We do have Trick just in case if we find that he has a very good bulky wall. Then we're actually going to like really hurt the wall really well. So if he did bring in some defensive mon, then Trick is gonna be there to make sure they can't do anything. HBI is there for ground types, just in case if we do want to use HBI instead of Volt Switch or Overheat. HBI is there for the ground and the flying types out there on this team. I don't think Masquerade, I think Masquerade is also going to have a difficult problem if he does bring it, which I doubt he's going to bring it because he got too many users that just shut that thing down. So that's why we have Rotom Heat. So this week we're running special physical defensive Scizor, mainly because Tarantula, Bronzor, Decidueye, and I can go on. That is the 3 major mods I'm concerned about with that. Because like I said, Tarantula hits insanely hard. So having him with Landorus, and having Landorus running offensive this week is great because we don't have to worry about Rock. So I'm not worried about sending Rock this week. I'm worried about making sure that there's no hazard on my side of the field so that your Mega has a clear time to actually sweep. 1 and 248 in HP, 252 in defense, and 8 in attack. Basically, be the physical hitter. We have knockoff, bullet punch, and roost and defog. Knockoff is mainly to knock off any item of his mon. All beside the Mega, all items of his Pokemon, because most of his mons are heavily good at wall breaking. So knocking the item off make them lose their value, makes it easier for us to sponge in hits, and we can dish out some good damage in return. It's not supposed to be offensive this week, it's supposed to be more defensive. You may see the set sometime later in a couple other matches before we get the playoffs. I may use it again, or I may actually use it in the playoffs, so people are probably gonna play this, so I don't care. I'm gonna try this week. Hopefully it does really excellent well, because pairing up with a Muller is great. And we're actually gonna talk about Muller this week, because we actually did one change to this thing, and this, instead of running Toxic this week, we're running Knockoff. Because most likely, Decidueye is probably going to be switching for Skull or any other model like Poliwrath, which I doubt this thing's going to fucking come in. But, Knockoff is there just to knock off items off of Decidueye. Since he doesn't have the Zemu, he could be defensive or he could be mixed, or we don't know. We don't know what Decidueye he run this week, because Decidueye has some pretty interesting stat, but its defense is the worst. Having knockoff makes sure it punishes. So just in case he wants to switch in like Thundurus onto a knockoff, if he's left Life Orb, I can knock off the Life Orb, which makes it easier for Roland to take hits. Basically, the whole point of Muller with knockoff is just to get rid of switch-ins items, so it makes it easier for the other squad to deal with them. Because really, we're not going to be really Skull. We probably am going to be using Skull a lot, but I'm most likely going to be focusing using knockoff this game. So once Decidueye is gone, we're going to spam Skull for this whole game. So it's basically the same thing, except now we're running knockoff. I may start doing that to catch people off guard, because knocking off items is crucial, but hey, it's something new we're doing this week, and it's better than running the same set we've been running on Model with Toxic Skull. So we're not Toxic Stalling this week. So yeah, we're sick of that. Alright, finally we got is Yanmega, and I'm pretty happy to bring this bad boy back, because last week it actually could have potential swept, but it got destroyed. So this week it's going to be a little different, because his team does not seem to do well with Yanmega if Rock is not on the field. So with no Rocks, it's the only way that he can actually guarantee check me is Tarantrum and Bronzong combined. Thundurus is another check because of T-Wave, and I do not want my Yanmega staying on Thundurus T at all because of T-Wave, because if it paralyzed, we all know what paralyze does. We lose the speed increase. Even though we do have speed boost, we do have the chance to parry, so if we parry at the wrong time while we're sweeping, it could actually turn the game into his favor and actually ruin us. So we do not want Yanmega going against Thundurus unless Thundurus is low enough or he's dead. That's really, it's only going to be used against Thundurus at last resort. This is not something that is guaranteed going to sweep because of those 3 mods that can slowly stop it. So other options I was thinking about is, I was thinking about bringing a Clinic, but seeing that he has so many mons that can deal with them, especially Entei and Nidoking, they are going to be absolutely unviable. Flygon may have a chance, but having Bronzong with Levitate actually weakens it, and all he really has to do is get one good hit on Flygon. Flygon's dead. That's pretty much it. I'm not bringing Hitmonchan because Hitmonchan doesn't necessarily do... I mean, it can check the... It can guarantee scale the Torrential, but everything else, like Decidueye will love if it has Brave Bird going against Hitmonchan. It would actually kill it, so I do not want to play around with that Decidueye, knowing that Decidueye and Greninja, oh my god, Greninja is another scary mon. It's just basically the whole match we gotta worry about checking it. Amondo, you're gonna see Amondo sometime soon. You're gonna get your debut soon. But anyways, that's the plan for the week. Hopefully we do very, very well this week. Hopefully it doesn't turn out into like, oh, I really want to do well this week. I sat down, really have to think, what do I really need to bring? What am I going to lose if I lose them? So, hopefully you do well. Hope you cheered on. Also, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm tired. I'm sorry I'm rambling stuff. But anyways, I'm going to end this part right now, and I'm going to put you to the battle right now. So, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace. Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy ElectricMudkip. We're back with the battle. We're back with UBC week number 9. Posted the monster at this, and this is going to be the actual main event of the battle. I'm pretty pumped for this. I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I actually prepped really well for this. And before we get, we're going to talk about what we see on this team. So right off the bat, we're looking at this team. He did not bring the Bronzong nor the Tarantula. So that's a huge advantage. Because the one thing that was bothering me the entire week was the use of Tarantula and Bronzong at the same time. He did bring the mods that I was suspecting. I was suspecting Nidoking, I was expecting Greninja, I was expecting the Sidrai and Thundurus, and I was expecting Entei. But I was not expecting the Poliwrath, which, looking back, I thought it was kind of odd, it kind of was pointless, but at the same time, it kind of checks the Alomomola, puts the Alomomola so he can't spam Skull, so it makes sense. I was actually shocked because Tarantula was the biggest thing that was actually, Rocks was literally holding me back. So I'm not focusing on Rocks this week. I'm working on keeping him off, so it's gonna be pretty difficult for him because I'm pretty much bringing very offensive stuff. I'm not bringing any bulky slow. Well, I am bringing a couple slow bulky mon, but I'm basically bringing offensive bulk instead of defensive bulk. So looking at the matchup, I've started thinking, what can I lead off with? So I decided I'm going to lead off with Scarf Orlando as it's the fastest thing on the team. Nothing on this team really appreciate going against Scarf Orlando lead. It was a pretty, but he actually does lead off with is the, hold on, let me switch into the Nidoking, Bane the Nidoking, and I go out to Orlando. So I knew for right off the bat he ain't gonna stand. Time to go for the safe U-turn play, which he does double out into the Sidrai and takes a clean 39% damage. So definitely was a good chunk of damage right off the back. So I decided to harsh out the Mega Sidrai and go straight for the knockoff because he's definitely not going to stay in. But he does reveal that he does run the U-turn, which does like 10%, actually 10% damage into the Poliwrath, which took him like a good 11% damage, which Happiness left up was gone, which means he's mostly running kind of like a bulky build. So I thought he would set up bulk. He goes for HP Fire, which honestly I thought that was kind of a little crazy that he actually did land that because I wasn't thinking he would that. I didn't really. Alomomola was obviously the check to this thing, so I decided to stay and go for the knockout as he does go for the Tatsu, which it doesn't really matter because honestly he can't really stall me out. I can always switch out and get most of my HP back and get it back to full. So being poisoned on Alomomola wasn't really the crucial part of this battle because there was so many ways I could play around with it. Even though I don't have a clinic, it wasn't a huge big deal. I decided to hard switch out the Rotom because I knew I could take any other hit because he's leftovers. He does 44% damage, which means I can definitely win next time I live. So here was crazy. I'm gonna go right back before I did this play. Let me oh shit. It's just I'm getting way too excited. So I take the Skull Burn. So right here I knew for a fact that this is the point where he has to decide what switch it does he want to go, because I honestly can do anything I want to. If I boat switch, pretty much I can scout to see what kind of Entei variant it is, and he is going to take a pretty good chip damage on the Thundurus, which I am modest specs, so I am running, I'm not running timid, I'm running mine just to do as more damage as possible, same with T-Tar with Adamant. If it goes out into the Nidoking, I was going to go for the Overheat, but at the same time I did want to go for the HP Ice. But I didn't want to go for the HP Ice because just like how you reveal the HP Ice, I didn't want to reveal that I am HP Ice just yet. I wanted to keep it hidden so later in the battle when he gets comfortable staying, I can actually punish him on that. So here I decided I'm going to go for the Overheat as he hard switched out into the Nidoking, which tonight was a bulky build, and gets literally obliterated from this thing. This is modest specs thing, which did so much damage. So he does go out to Greninja as the revenge kill, a good play as I go out into a Mulla, as he does go for the U-turn because he knew I was going to switch, and taking a clean, like 30% damage with a Rocky Hammer plus that. So he does go out into the Sidrai. I decided to hard switch out into Landorus as he goes straight for the Leaf Blade, which turns out this is actually choice banded by the damage because that actually literally did like almost 50. So that's literally crazy how much damage that did. So that right there is choice banded right off the back. So I knew for a fact that T-Tar cannot go against this thing at all, nor the Thundurus, because the Thundurus could potentially have Focus Blast to put it, or Grass Knot just to counter it. So seeing that he does have the Leap Blade, I knew for a fact that I can hard switch out the Sidrai because he's probably going to most likely switch short scale. He does go out into the Thundurus as I do go for the U-turn this turn, just to get the switch momentum, and I go right back up to Sidrai. I decided to go out the Sidrai mainly so I can see what kind of item he is, as he does go for the knockoff. So I do go for the knockoff, which does a clean 28%, but he doesn't lose an item, which is actually really bad because that actually shows that he's actually Z-move. So this is not good on my end because he honestly get a revenge kill now. He can pretty much do anything. I'm pretty much like kind of chip a little bit. No, I'm still full health. That's quick. Never mind. So I'm pretty sure Thunderbolt, because I'm not Spadef, it may potentially be an O-code instead of a 2-hit KO. I have no investment in Spadef, so he can honestly do anything he wants. He can go for the Focus Blast, which is actually neutral. He can go for the Z-move. He could be pummeling. I did not want to go hard in the T-Chart because I don't know what he is. So I decided to sack off the Rotom because at this point, this is the perfect time to let the Rotom die because it was kind of suck because it would kind of be nice to deal with Poliwrath because I take one hit, but at the same time, it's like I have nothing really that wants to take on Thundurus right now, so I can go out the Landorus as a revenge kill. I go for the Stone Edge regardless because I want to make sure that he's staying. He goes out the Poliwrath, which it doesn't really matter if the Stone Edge hit because the Stone Edge would have actually done like 13% damage, so missing Stone Edge isn't really crucial because it does. I mean, yeah, I missed chip damage, but it's not the end of the world. I still have ways to get back this Poliwrath. I decided to go for the, I don't think I go for the double switch or the wish, which I should have gone for knockoff, just to knock off the item of the Sidroid. But I decided to hard switch out into the Landorus as he goes for the U-turn, which even if he did with the Leaf Blade again, Leaf Blade will most likely may have a chance to kill. But at the same time, it was also still a risky play for me because Leaf Blade does have the opportunity to as well crit. So if he would have got a critical hit, which it does have a high chance to crit, if he would have killed Landorus right there, it was still a risk regardless. Like, Leaf Blade may not have a chance to kill, but it does have a chance to critical hit, which is crucial, which will definitely kill Landorus. But at the same time, it's literally like just, it was still risky. I kind of felt this was kind of like another crucial part of the game. Goes up the double out into his Poliwrath. I go for the Stone Edge, like I said, it doesn't really matter. It does like exactly 13%. It's not really good damage, so that shows that he's definitely bulky. I hushed with double out into Yanmega because I knew he was probably going to double out into the Sidroid to counter out the Mulla. As I go out into the Yanmega and I go for the Air Slash, which does exactly around 36% damage, which shows that he's definitely AV. So I decided to switch out into the Rex right off the back and go for the Pursuit because I knew for a fact that he's probably going to save fire, which does 20, so he's definitely not Bandit. He definitely doesn't feel like Scarf. So I go for the Pursuit to get this free kill because he basically is definitely going to switch. He's definitely not staying on this thing. So that's a good play. I double out into my Scizoroid because I know for a fact he's going to go straight for the Leaf Blade, which exactly does like 6% damage, which is actually crazy that it does so much on Lando, but it doesn't do nothing on Scizoroid. So basically the point now is try to wear down his Thunderous and Sandstorm. Basically that's the whole point of the plan because if I don't wear him down quickly as I can, he's going to kill me. He goes for HP Fire, which is fine. He was trying to get the same kill. I go for the Stone Edge just to get some chip damage. He took 30% damage. He goes for the Skull, gets a crit burn, and I wasn't really like too. Honestly, I didn't really care if he burned me regardless because at this point of the match, really all I need Rex for is to get the Sandstorm up just to get more chip damage because I want to get Thunderous as low as possible so I can go for like a safe Bug Bust and kill because I don't want to risk the chance of Air Slash, like have a chance to miss because knowing my luck and knowing how I'm good with hacks, I don't want to take any chances. So I decided I'm going to make a double switch out into the Mulla and go for the Wish because honestly, it doesn't really matter what I do. He can't kill with Poliwrath. Poliwrath is really low. I'm not going to go for Skull at all until the Poliwrath is dead. So I go for the Wish. He goes out to Sidroid. I think he goes for the U-turn this turn, which honestly, I don't care. I don't need T-Tar. I just need it for Sandstream just to reset it. So he can kill if he wants. Really don't need T-Tar at this point. T-Tar pretty much just killed Entei, so it done its job, and Thunderous is going to get a huge play. So goes up to Thunderous, is going to take some extra chip damage onto the Sandstream. I go out the Sidroid and I go straight for the BP because I knew for a fact to do damage, but he goes for the Nasty Plot instead of the offense, which that is really huge because now he's going to take even more chip damage and potentially die to this Bullet Punch. He hard switched out into the Greninja, which at this point, this is great. This is very great because he's going to take more weather damage. I double out into a Mulla as he goes for the HP Fire, which does literally 9% damage, and he's taking more life with plus Sandstream. And then I double out into Mega Steroid just because I know for a fact he's going to go for the U-turn or probably go for the Dark Pulse or Hydro Pump. Actually, no, he's going to probably go for Dark Pulse or something. But at this point, it puts him in guaranteed Landorus is going to kill. There's nothing on his team that is pretty much at a bad position. I can try to wish pass to anything. He's also an HP Fire trying to go for the kill. I believe I go for the wish this turn. He first go for the skull as I first go for the knockoff to see if he was going to switch, but I think he's not going to try. I think he's going to try to stay in with this Poliwrath, so I'm not going to overpredict and go for skull. I'm definitely not going to do any of that until this thing is dead, so I decided to go for the wish. He knows I'm going to switch out, which I know that for a fact, but because he's not Life Orb, I know I can take a hit with Yanmega, and he ended up going for the Ice Beam, but I'm hoping for HP Fire, but it's fine because I'm going to get that max HP, and I'm going to end the game with my boy Yanmega with this nice clean 4 victory. So if he would have had rocks up, he would have actually have a very solid chance because his offense is really strong. But because he didn't bring those 2 chests, and I'm pretty sure he did bring rocks, looking back, and I did saw his perspective before I, well, when I was editing mine, but either way, it was really a good game. He does go for the Sucker Punch, so he gets as much damage as he can. Does like exactly 50, but he does die to the A-slash, and that's gonna be GG. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the battle. Shout out to my boy friend CJ. This was really a match. Like I said, this was really a match I really want to do very well, because the next match, 2 matches are going to be even harder. Actually the next 3, actually they're going to be a lot harder, but I feel the next 2 are just going to be extremely more difficult, so I'm going to try the best I can. I'm glad Yanmega actually got the rise. So anyways, make sure y'all check out CJ's channel and watch his perspective. He actually made some really interesting, also watch his team prep. He actually did really make some pretty interesting sets. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe. Like I said, if you ain't gonna check out his channel, then I don't know why you ain't. But GG to him. Another win for the Monster Raptors. And I'll see you guys next